This video covers the IA Connect inspector and how to use it. We will look through its functionalities and see a short example of how it interacts with Power Automate. To start with, let's open the inspector, which should be located on your desktop from your original IA Connect setup. Once open, we can already see on the home page most of the options we have to automate. UIAA, Java, Web, and more options allow to spy elements from most screens, apps, and browsers. By pressing the cog on the right, we can instantly see which platform we are set up to automate in. In this case, we want Power Automate, but we could also choose Blue Prism and PowerShell, which is not shown here. By clicking the screen icon, you can check which session you are attached to, which is the one you will be able to spy element from. After we check that we are set up correctly, let's go into UIA mode so that I can show you how to use the inspector. Here we can see a launch application menu at the top where we can input apps names to launch straight from here. Below we have other functionalities like getting all elements from the desktop or locating an element. At the bottom is where the elements will pop up with data, as you will see soon. Let's start by launching our door entry app, which we're going to use as an example for this video. To do so, we need the full path to the app, which we can find by right-clicking the app and copy and paste the path into the Launch Application edit box. As you can see, the inspector highlights the window straight away, and at the bottom of our browser page, the element appears. We can live check it worked by pressing Perform and seeing the green message of success at the bottom, or by clicking Identify and seeing the window getting highlighted again. We can change the name to make it easier to remember what we're identifying, and we can hit Copy. This will allow us to bring this action into Power Automate, as that is the platform we set up to automate in. We click Create a flow with an instant trigger, and by adding a new step, we can go to the clipboard and click Ctrl-V to paste in the action. You can see that the name is the one we gave in the inspector. To do a quick test in Power Automate, we can add the launch action with another copy and paste from the inspector, and after we save our flow, we can hit test to see if it works. As you can see, it launched door entry and confirms the window is there. The flow was successful. For now, we have not yet identified anything on the screen ourselves, so let's see how we can do that. There are two ways. The first one, and probably the most used, is by using the mouse to navigate the screen. We can do this by selecting Locate Element, and as you can see, the red box keeps popping up depending on what we're hovering over. If we click Ctrl and left click of the mouse, we lock in the element, which appears at the bottom of the inspector. A quick live test to see if it worked. We type in a username and perform the action. Once again, you can copy and paste the action in Power Automate and rename it to reflect what it does. Another way of finding elements on screen is by stepping in and out of the element we are in. In this way, we can find everything that sits under that element, which makes it more complicated to locate. But at the same time, it's very helpful if you cannot manage to locate the exact element you need with your mouse. By stepping in the main door entry window, we find sub-elements, and if we go another level down, here is where we find out the password edit box that we need. Copy and paste that action, and with the same procedure as before, rename it. Notice that before we input the text from the inspector, but we can do the same from the Power Automate action, just by selecting the correct field and type our text. Last thing we need for our live test is to press the OK button, which we locate with the mouse inspection method, and paste it into Power Automate just like we did before. We can find other useful IA Connect actions straight in Power Automate, and in this case we pick the Kill Process action to close door entry at the end. I am adding a little delay here to show you the process working before we close it. And now we are ready to test, and here we go. Open door entry, typing in username and password, pressing OK, and once it's all done, shut the app down. Remember to maintain standard practices and create the try-catch finally structure as shown here, and mark your flow as complete at the end to free your worker. That was just a simple example of the functionalities of the inspector to show you how easy and quick you can automate a process with it. Now you can go and explore all the things that you can do for your processes.